Hello everybody. Welcome back to another video. Today I will be showcasing and trying to help you understand my Andesite alloy farm. Let's get right into it. And first, you start with mining blocks. You then grind up the cobblestone into gravel. Then turn the gravel into sand. And come over here. You then haunt your sand into some lovely soul sand. Boom. Ignore that. It's fine. You then can take your soul sand and sift it into quartz using an advanced brass sifter. These are your chances of getting your quartz, which we really want for the farm. You have a 45% chance of one quartz. You have 20% chance of nugget experience, of course. Then another 15% chance of an extra quartz, which is always good. Then lastly, you got the 5% chance of a gas tier. If you wanted, you could take gas tiers from this farm. It could also be a gas tier farm if you really needed. But in the design I'm going to show you, we just burn the tiers because we don't need them. Just come over here. This, we use cobble and quartz. We then craft them in an auto crafter to make some diorite. The block we all hate, I know. It's actually going to come in use today. We then take our cobblestone and diorite, mix them up in a basin, not heated, of course, not heated, and that makes some nice andesite. And come over here, take your andesite and industrial iron nuggets. Now this is the Dreams and Desires mod ones, not the deco. So be careful with that if you're creating your own farm. You then mix those together in a not a heated. Got a little confused. You then mix them together in another basin, not heated, to make 4 andesite alloys. And to get the industrial iron nuggets, of course, you take your iron ingot, press it on the depot to get an iron sheet. Take the iron sheet, press it in a heated, I repeat, heated basin to then get industrial iron ingots. Then you could craft those using the auto crafter like we used over there. You'd use a single auto crafter to craft them up into nuggets. And one more thing to add for this. When you sift down your soul sand here, you get the 1 quartz. That 1 quartz, through all this process, this 1 quartz, then turns into 8 andesite alloys. So it's the 1-to-8 conversion, which is very efficient in my mind, at least. Makes a very big machine, which you will see in a second. But very good, very fast, very effective, and I like it. Alright, I'm going to show you the farm, and here we go. There we go. And here you will see us in my little control room with the off and on, of course. On average, this is just for the quartz farm. On average, the quartz farm makes 10,000 quartz per hour, 1,000 tiers, gas per hour, and 3,500 experience nuggets per hour. The latter two are just burned as we do not need them. The only thing we really keep is the quartz. If you really wanted to, we could save the tiers and XP and use it for other things, but for this we just burn them. We're gonna go into the quartz farm now. While not being the most size effective, it's rather big. It does get the job done. And as we saw earlier, we use the method of drilling down the cobble from a cobble generator, grinding it into gravel, then grinding the gravel straight into sand. Sand is then turned into the lovely, lovely soul sand. Soul sand is then sifted up in the sifter, and all these nice outputs run down these two conveyor belts. The only things, of course, that get saved is the quartz. The experienced nuggets, flint, clay, and gas tiers all get burnt down at the end here. We use a vault here to maximize efficiency and speed here. We then have all of our quartz that come out of here, go straight into our crafting ring using lots of mechanical arms. Those crafters are then taking cobble from this cobble generator right here, which is about the perfect speed to keep up but not to make too much. Then all craft into here, making lots of diorite. All very efficient, of course. That diorite then goes into another set of mixers, basically. Crafters, basically. Sorry. Those then make up our andesite down here. These are another two cobble farms. They're the same as that one, just there's two of them because you need a little bit more for this. I noticed the one was not enough. That andesite then comes out over here. A little vault here in case it overflows. Another vault here in case it overflows, which seems it has. Not the most effective, I do suppose, but it's the most balanced that I found. So you make sure you always have andesite and you're not ever low on any. Here's the mixing array for our andesite alloys. You have 8 mixers, all getting fed by the andesite, and then over here are the industrial iron nuggets. I'll show you the nuggets in a second, but we're just going to look at the speed. Each one comes out in sets of 4, making 32 each batch. 8 times 4, 32. This is then the iron farm. We have a lovely wall back here to hide any future projects. Don't need to spoil them. I have 8 little modules here for making iron nuggets. They basically, this is actually a good showcase here. They basically just mine it up, send down the gravel into here, washes it. You then have the flint. It's sent into the fire because we do not need it. The only thing that's exported is the iron nuggets. All the iron nuggets head down here, all the way to the end here. As you can see, there's some in there. They get pressed into full bars, ingots, my bad. Then come up here, pressed into sheets. Then over here again, pressed in another basin, heated this time, using our lovely infinite lava thing. Just love the speed on that, sorry. Then we're going to get pressed down into industrial iron ingots, and then crafted over here into more nuggets. Which then get feeded into here, and then, crafted down. Oh, and as you can see, it is running again. Now that is this little bit here. This is like a threshold switch. It can tell how many industrial nuggets are in here, and when the number gets too high, meaning this will overflow and start lagging your server, it will shut it all off. Well, not all of it, just the iron. It'll shut all the iron off, and it'll stop producing iron until this empties out more, which would stop any server lag or any computer lag caused by ingots or nuggets, I do suppose, just piling up here, creating way too many entities, lagging the server. So that's trying to be a little server friendly. You technically don't need that, but that's added in just for any lag reduction that this farm can have. Here's our output. This is our little shower here that I made for the intro. As you can see, that is a lot of alloy. Turn off F1 real quick and just collect them all. That's a lot of alloy. If I break this, it'd technically be faster. It'll just sit up here. Lots of outlet coming in. That's most of the farm covered. There's the little stuff like it all being on just a few motors. You can make this even smaller if you want. Um, yeah. I'll obviously that's fine. You just showcase the off-on switch is on, everything's working, turn it off, everything stops, including this, which would also stop if it overflows. This is the overflow line there. You turn it all back on, everything starts up without a problem. If you do have it off for too long, there might be some like startup um, intermission, I guess. I don't know. It would take a little bit to start up again, just because this takes some time to get going, so it would not be making the full amount that it would be normally. I'll give you a quick overview of this farm, and then I'll give you the rates, and then that will be the end of the video. Overview, fly over here. This is a pretty big and expensive farm, but if you're making the amount that it makes, and if you're ever going to make this farm, you're never going to need another farm ever again. Alright, and now for the big reveal of this farm. You can get a drum roll. Added in post. Drum roll in. This farm can produce anywhere from 70, yeah, anywhere, sorry, 70 to 80,000 andesite alloy per hour. Now, the only reason that it fluctuates between 70 to 80,000, that 10,000 fluctuation gap, is just because the chance, the 45% chance of getting quartz. So quartz is what really holds us up, but most of the time, on average, it makes like roughly 75,000 per hour, and the 71 is the 70,000 is the lowest that I got on running this farm. The schematic for this will be in the description, along with all the other schematics of every other build that I make and post, along with the mod list to run these farms is in there as well. This is the Create Plus series. I'm Conram, and pick these up. I'm logging off. See you guys.